Hey, everybody. It's your lovely Lotus Blossom Lizzie. And yes, you are correct. It was supposed to be 6 o'clock, but I put the wrong thing on here. Sorry about that, you all. I'm so sorry. All right, I'm just trying to make sure I got everything all squared away here. Hi, Rhonda and Tammy and Brenda. Thanks for coming on. Hopefully, everybody else will make it on as well. And we are doing well in our area. Well, I can only speak for myself, of course, because I am actually in Central Florida in the Orlando area. So for us, um, we're in a good spot. I won't say we're in a safe spot because no spot is safe during a hurricane. So, but I think we're in a good spot and we are all ready for the hurricane. So I wanted to make sure I came on because it's been a few days. It's been spotty over here at Liz for a day while coming on. Let me move this out the way. And so today I wanted to kind of do something a little bit simple, something that I've been kind of wanting to do for myself. So I hope I give you all some good ideas. But before we get started, I just wanted to say again hello to everybody, and if you're new to the channel and you like junk journal related videos, then this is definitely the place for you. So you'll want to hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification button so that you'll be notified when more videos like this one come out. And also you can hit that thumbs up now, during, or after the video. So that shows your support and it helps YouTube to help others to find videos like this one as well. Hi, Jan. Thanks for coming on. I think I said hello, Brenda and Tammy and Rhonda as well. So I've been working in my junk journal, which I have right here. And one thing that I like is like just having some things ready to kind of put into the journal. But at the same time, I don't want to have to wait to pull the journal out and actually do some journaling, if that makes some sense. So what I like to do is to have like some little bits and pieces of paper ready, and if they're decorated already, that's even better for me. And so I like to have them kind of decorated, like I did these ahead of time. I put like this little rose on here, and I just put a little bit of a background piece on here, but this was actually a white piece of paper, and I used my watercolors to kind of color the paper because watercolors has it's a very good background. So I did this paper like the same way. So, and then of course they don't have anything on the back, and I'll glue these directly into my journal. Hey, Rachel. And this piece right here was meant to be a background. It was just a white sheet of paper, and it was a scrap piece that I was going to throw in the trash. And then I started like drawing on it, and y'all, I'm not an artist by any means, but I think this came out really beautiful. I started out with some watercolors, and then I pulled out some of my paint pens here, and I started using the paint pens, and I used like my Uniball pens, and then it just turned out to be this. But the problem with this is that I can't really write on this. I mean, I could, but since it has all these different mediums on it, it's harder to write on it. But what I can do is copy this, and then I can write on it with no problem. So I just have this long strip, and I can use this as a belly band or just like a decoration in my journal. Like I could just find like a blank piece, and I can just put that down like as a belly band, or I can just put it like on a white sheet like this and just glue it flat down, or make like a tuck spot or whatnot. But I thought that was pretty cool. I missed y'all too, Tammy. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for missing me, y'all. It's nice to be missed. Oh, I've got that upside down. It's nice to be missed. So I'm gonna do some more kind of like just watercolors on some papers and try to do like some different shapes, and then I'll have those so that I can write on these. But I'm gonna go ahead and put these down someplace in my journal. I don't know where I'm gonna put them at though. So I've been really I say motivated to write and to write in my journal because I like it when it's decorated. So whenever I can like do these things like ahead of time, it always helps out immensely. So I'm gonna put this in, and I'm gonna make this like a pocket because I don't know why, but lately I've been making everything a pocket. And since I'm not gonna put a pocket in right now, I'm gonna use my glue to make the pocket instead of my trusty, dusty, tapes, my double-sided tapes. I need to put my glasses on. Seems like my vision is changing. Seems like I need to have my glasses on more and more these days. I'm getting old. So how is everybody doing out there in the YouTube universe, which is very vast and very nice? How are you all doing? What are you working on? So Rhonda says she's been working on journaling cards for writing, and the watercolors do work great to add a little color. Yes, so that's what I'm doing. I wouldn't say these are like journaling cards because most of them will probably be just like on paper, but I guess, so I just call them journaling spots. So I'm going to put this one here, and this is now a pocket. So when I get ready to use that, we shall have a pocket. Try not to get too much shadows going here. Hi, Michelle. Yep, we're all safe here, but we're still not out of the woods yet because Dorian has yet to reach our area, or our what is it, longitude or latitude. We're waiting for him or her to get up here so we can see how things are going to kind of work themselves out. And I have another piece right here. Let's put this in someplace. But that kind of matches this paper, but that might be a little bit too matchy. But I can make this like a tuck spot, but it's kind of covering that, so I don't want to do that. But I could do it on this page because this page kind of matches this. But I don't want to cover that strip because I like it too much. So this piece, I think I'm going to put all the way flat. So I'm going to use my glue stick for this one. I did work in my journal earlier today, and that is over on the Patreon page, and it's available to all Patreons. It doesn't matter what level you're at, so you can watch that. And the Patreon page is patreon.com/LizForAday if you're interested. And I don't know if I have the link in the description, but I guess I need to do that because the last time I said the link was in the description, it was not. So I need to do that. I missed coming on with you all too, because this is like my funnest time of the day. My funnest time of the day is with you all. All right, so that should stay. That looks very pretty right there, so I like that. So my journal, y'all, is starting to get kind of fluffy. I like that though. I like the fluffiness of the journal. Okay, so this I'm gonna leave out for now because I need to do something a little different with that. All right, so what I did, I just kind of took out one of my bags of scrap because y'all know how we do it. I got a few, and I just wanted to kind of prepare some stuff. Like this is just a white sheet of paper. That's like a white cardstock. We got some coffee dyed paper. Got some cardstock. I'll just take a few things out. Even like this, I could journal on this as well. So I'm going to play around with that with the watercolors. Because I'm just feeling a little artsy today. I have a lot of stuff in here. In this particular bag. I think I put things in here from when I was making a journal. Let's take out some of this too. Because this is nice because it already has the lines on it too. So, you know what would be cool is if you have like some die cuts, some dies that you can use and do things in some different shapes. I don't have that many, and I don't feel like taking my vagabond out. So I'm not. I got This is like some easel paper that I was using for something else, so I can use some of this. And let's see, I'm gonna have my some of my used deli paper here. All right, so for those of you that are up on the East Coast, y'all have to be careful too with this hurricane because it's headed that way. But it appears from what the news says, it appears that it's slowing down. So that's a good thing. And maybe by the time it gets up north, it'll be less than a tropical storm. So that would be a good thing. So I'm just taking out my watercolors, and y'all know I have like the cheapest, deepest watercolors, which I got from Michael's, and I got this whole palette. But I did say that if I get enough Patreons or enough money, I'll get I'm gonna upgrade my watercolors. So, but for now, because I like using the watercolors. But for now, I'm just gonna use my cheapo depot palette because that's what I have. So definitely just use what you have. And I have like these brush pens also, so I'm gonna use the brush pens. Oh no, your battery is dying. Oh, okay, Rhonda. Thank you. We'll see you when we see ya. So I would use like a regular brush, but I am too lazy to get my little water out and everything. So I have my water bottle out because these brush pens are really nice. And all I have to do is just open them up and just fill them up with water. So I just use my spray bottle to fill them up with water because again, I'm too lazy to get up. And this works out really well. I'm actually not spilling water on anything. And now it's all filled up and ready to go. And then the water automatically comes out, and it's kind of self-cleaning also. So I have my little rag here, which I love. It has all these colors and stuff on it from paints. So I like that. Oh, y'all know what else I'm gonna do? Thank you, Sheila. I'm going to kind of wet my watercolors, even though I got water coming out of here. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing to do it that way, but it just seems to soften the palette up a little bit. And so I'm just like I said, I'm not an artist or anything. I'm just going to kind of just start laying some colors on here. Thank you, Art Piece. Yes, we are doing good. You're working on a ephemera folio today. Ooh. Yeah, I think I'm going to make another like a ephemera book, but I'm going to make it like for when I do mini books. So I'll have like mini ephemera. I thought that would be cool. So the only thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to spread this on here, and I'm going to try to go like in a wavy kind of pattern. Oh, you have the water pens? Yeah, I'll just use them for watercolors. I don't know if you could use them for anything else. Somebody else would have to tell you that, but I just only use mine for watercolors. And they are fantastic for taking on the road with you. So if you have to go like to like the dentist or something and you gotta wait, you could take them with you, and you don't have to worry about cleaning them or anything because the brush is kind of self-cleaning when you use it with watercolors. So I'm just going to kind of just do like a little wavy pattern. Nothing fancy smancy here. And then I'm just going to kind of vary the colors. And I'm just squishing it, the bottle, to kind of release some of the water. You can see, I don't know if you can see, but the water is kind of a little bit drippy on the end now. And then I'm just going to do the same thing again. I'll just do some waves. I did in one of my journals, I did a whole bunch of pages. I've done it a few times where I just went through with some watercolors and I did like some different patterns. And I love the way it comes out. It just has something a little different. I would like to try the watercolor pencil, Sheila, But I just haven't had the opportunity to get any just yet. But I would love to try the watercolor pencils. So believe me, when I get a chance to get me some, I'm going to get some. And the wonderful thing about the Junk Journal community is I think they're like budding artists. They're budding mixed media artists as well. They're not just like junk journalers. They actually have that mixed media bug as well, like I do. So sometimes I just need to paint, y'all. It just makes me feel good to paint. Hey, Donna. Donna, you have a long name here. Donna Davis Bell, shabby chic, pretty, and sweet. Go ahead with your bad self. Go ahead, go ahead. So even though this looks a little streaky, and it could be because I'm using like the Cheapo Depot stuff, but that's okay. I'm okay with the Cheapo Depot stuff for now. So I'm changing up the colors a little bit. Then I'm squishing my bottle. And I'm going to put on like some different colors. So my paper is nice and wet too. Maybe I should wet the paper first and then put some colors down. That might be quite helpful, I think. Let's do that. Hey, Barb. I'm going to wet my paper first. That's probably what I need to be doing. Let's put some green on here. I guess, but this is not watercolor paper. It's just regular copier paper too. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind when you're using stuff. But it's not inside of a book or anything, so I'm not really worried about it, like bleeding or anything like that. But I did notice something when I sprayed it. Y'all, this is kind of an experiment. It's supposed to be like, I'm supposed to be making journaling spots today, but you know, sometimes. Where did I get the pen thing? Actually, I got it on Amazon. I'll give you a link to it in a moment. I got it on Amazon. I've had them for a long time too. They are actually quite nice. Quite nice indeed. Right before I started the live stream, I was like, man, I should have had a link to these because I knew I was going to be. Somehow I knew someone was going to ask me about them. And did she have them up for y'all? No, she didn't. All right, so I'm trying to move this up so y'all can see. So it's like some really nice. I'm going to try something because I noticed when I spritzed it, like the colors did something. They kind of like, almost kind of like created a little bit of some sail love there. Can y'all see that? With the water. So I don't know how it's going to look after it gets dry. But I put like the colors on. You can see like here where it has like white spots where the stuff moved. Now this probably was a little bit drier up here at the top. Let me make sure. Let's make sure we're focused because y'all know me and Mr. Focus. Yeah, we're good. So up here, it's doing it a little bit, but I think this was drier up here than this was down here. So this looks pretty nice. So let me find the link to these brushes for you all real quick. If y'all don't mind waiting just a moment, I can do that for you. Nothing is never as quick as you think it's gonna be when you're online with people. Right, let's see. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Here we go, y'all. Here we go. They're water brush pens. And I'll give you guys the link to the exact ones that I have. All right, here we go. All right, so here's the link to the brush pens. So you all can take a peek at them. And they're quite affordable as well. So, because y'all know, I don't buy things that's not affordable. Oh, Brenda says she got hers at Hobby Lobby. And So Donna says she's gonna look for them this week. So if you want them to just come to your house, you can go on Amazon and get them. You get 3 pens, and they come in this nice little case here. And it actually, you know what? I've never really looked. They actually give you like some directions. It tells you how to screw, fill, and squeeze. And it says to store or empty the water, but I never empty the water out of mine. I always keep the water in mine. And it comes with 3 pens, and you'll see here it has like the tips. Can't see what I'm doing now. See, it has like the tips. So one is 01, 02, and 03. I'm using the 03 tip right now. Okay. So now I am going to use my heat gun and see. Oh, the green kind of moved while I was talking. Let me move this up some because the camera is really close. Give it a little drying. See how this is going to come out. It shouldn't take that long to dry, but I really did wet this paper quite a lot. Oh, Sheila says you can find smaller ones in the kids' toys. She says she bought some for her granddaughter, aqua pens. She thinks that they're called. Cool. I would never think to look in the kids' toys, but they do lots of art, don't they? Barb says she keeps water in hers too. Yeah, mine's are all full of water. So these, I don't even use that much, and I keep them full of water. And it doesn't seem to have affected anything. Like I said, I've had these for years, and they're in fantastic shape. And I actually use them. So, got some pooling here. I like the way this came out. I have a feeling I'm going to have to rub this a little bit so I know what's going to happen. It might kind of even out things. Yeah, I said it wasn't going to take me that long to dry, but I did really wet this paper. So it might take a moment. You should try painting. Y'all love painting. I can't, like I said, I'm not an artist, but I can do like simple shapes. Like I did these flowers and stuff. Look at that. Those came out really nicely. So I just kept playing around with it until it was to my satisfaction finished. I did not post the stats on Sunday. I didn't come on Sunday. I may do an update tomorrow. I know I'm not going to do it today because this is my second live for today. I did a live stream yesterday on, earlier this morning on Patreon. So I'm not going to do a live again, but I may do 2 lives tomorrow, but I will do an update over at the Facebook page. So if you all are not part of our Facebook page and you love junk journaling, then head over there, and we are Junk Journal Buddies, and the link is in the description, so you can come join us and have some fun. You all have been posting some fantastic stuff because I was kind of like in blackout this weekend, and when I came back today, I was over on the Facebook page, and man, it was a lot of cool stuff posted over there, so I really appreciate it. Yeah, those flowers are awesome, aren't they? Okay, I think that's dry enough. So, I hope I wasn't just yelling and screaming at y'all, because usually I raise my voice. Okay, so you can see. Let's pull this down a little bit. And let's focus just a tad. So you can see on here, when I put the water on there, it made this kind of spread. So, I don't know if I had better watercolors, if it would be better or worse, or what kind of effect it would be, but it had an effect. So, with this, because these are like the cheapo depots, let me put this on the dry area. Because this is kind of the cheapo depots, I'm going to have to, what happened, it's kind of grainy. It has like a chalky kind of finish. Look, it's on my hands just from rubbing it. So, what I'm going to do, y'all hold on. want to get some paper towel. It's good to have some paper towel when you're actually doing this. And let's see. So this is probably going to get rid of all those nice little white spots. See, look. And I don't think you have to do this if you have better watercolor paints, but I don't have better watercolor paints, and I know it's very chalkified. So if you rub, see, look at that. This will take off the excess paint off of here, and then it's good for writing on. See, I did have like a whole bunch of spots, and now it's kind of smoothed out. Now this little page is ready to make into, now you could just use like some cardstock and just cut the cardstock up into like you know, like how the Project Life cards are cut. You could do it that way, but I don't want, I wanted to like create. So this is a great way to create and to use up your scraps. So that's what I'm doing. All right, so we still have some, I think some spots there. Okay, so let's work with this sheet because I can just paint forever, y'all. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut this down, or you know, you can rip it down or you can leave it the way it is. I think I'm gonna do some ripping. And I'm going to use my We Are Memory Keepers Tear Guide. And I'm just going to rip these into some shapes. Whatever comes out, that's what I'm going to use. See how that kind of didn't rip the way I wanted it to. But that's okay. I don't care. Just going to kind of give it some rippings. So I can just have some pieces that I can use for later. Oh, I'm so happy, Donna. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to inspire you with life as I live it. Yeah, that's my tagline over at my blog that I don't blog on that much anymore. It's life as I live it. And I won't take too much off of this because then I'm losing some of my purplish, bluish stuff. Yeah, girl, pull out your watercolor colors. I'm just gonna do like a few little squares here. So these will be ready to put into my book, but let's see. I can use some of that. That's my green. And some of my blue. All right, so I'm gonna go around the edges because now the edges are kind of have that white on it. So, or you can do you know, your vintage photo or antique linen or something dark, but I'm just gonna keep it going with the colors here since I have green, and green kind of matches this. I'm gonna put green. Y'all know I like the rustic rippish kind of look, definitely. Hey, Wendy. You're right. That's right. Better late than never. And for this kind of live stream, it's better late than never. We still love having you here. Oh, Donna, you're welcome. I love having other creative minds in the group. Because here over on YouTube, it's just like me sharing with you all. And I didn't really understand how many creative people actually watch the YouTube channel till I actually saw them over in the group and the things that they create. So sometimes we all don't have the opportunity to have a YouTube channel, but we could definitely share over in the group, so that's nice. All right, so I'm gonna put, y'all, my camera is turning colors. I know because of the colors on here. Okay, I'm gonna use blue. And I had bought this little pack of distress inks a long time ago. It took me forever to start using it because I was kind of just stuck on the brown vintage photo instead of the colors, but I really love colors. All right, so now what I could do even further is I could add like a stamp to these, or I could put like a sticker on these, or I could just leave them like this until I get ready to use them, and they make like a fantastic background as well. So I think what I would like to do is just I think I would be even more inspired if they had just a little touch of something on here. So let's see. Oh, let me see what I have here. Hold on. Ugh. I got a lot of stuff on my desk today. I'm trying to get to my ephemera book. It's right here. It had a lot of stuff in front of it, so I'm trying to maybe just put something really small. See, if I had my an ephemera book that just had some mini pieces on it, it would be perfect for this, because I don't want like any big stinking pieces on here. Just a little tiny something. Let's see, what's this? What do we have here? That's too big. Too big for what I want to do. You know, I could always put words on here too. Let's put a few words on here. Why not? It's not going to hurt anything. For this little set here, I'll just pull a few words out. But that can inspire you to write too when you have like some words. And like I said, you can use like the traditional cardstock, and that would work too. Oh. Okay, I'm going to use some tweezers. Oh, you know what I want to do on this though? Well, you know what? I'm going to use the green on here. Oh, this one's ripped, but I think I can still use it. I think it'll be okay. So this is like a super easy project because you can use some of the kids' paper to do this. You don't even have to get any paper out. You can use the kids' stuff for this job. All right, I'm going to use my tweezers. So I'm going to try not to get glue all over my hands. I don't know how that's going to work out. I'm just using the Aleene's tacky glue because I pulled it out earlier to make that pocket. So that's the only reason. No particular reason why I'm using this. All right. Actually, I think I want to use like the glue stick. I think that'll work better for me. So even if I wanted to write something this way, I wouldn't mind this word being this way. Because things just look so different once you start writing on it. I like these colors too, y'all. Look how that came out. This was only like a half a sheet of paper too. All right, and then this one. Let's use the glue stick to put this down. All right. And then I'm going to use this again because it's just easier. That's actually easier to handle. All right. And it sticks good because I took off that extra kind of chalkiness off of here. And I guess you can like zhuzh these up any kind of way that you want it to, just to have them ready. Just glue. Gotta close it up. Oh, here it is. Alright, and then let's put some glue stick on this. And then we're going to move to the next piece of paper and figure out what we're going to do with it. Because y'all know I didn't really think of anything ahead of time in particular for today's live stream, because that's how I usually roll. Hey, Penny. You're never late, Penny. You are never late. All right. So see, I have this piece of paper towel. Let me make sure I don't get that glue on here. Got some glue on here. And this still has like green on it. So I'm just going to squish it with some water, and I'm just going to keep rubbing it and squishing it until the green comes all out. See, it's pretty. It's getting clearer and clearer. So they're like self-cleaning brushes. So if you're out someplace, that's all you have to do. If you have something you can rub your brushes on. See, it looks green on the tip, but there's no green coming out now. It's all clear. Yeah, see. All clear now. So these are like great. So let's see. So I got these three that I can use. So let's put these to the side. And yeah, I never tried to put watercolors on any of my aged paper. So let's try it and see what happens. Let's just try it. Might need a new piece of deli sheet here. All right, let's move all the stuff to the side. And let me do a little bit of a time check. We're doing good. Okay, so back to the watercolors. Got my pen out. It's all cleaned up. I'm ready to go, and I'm going to try to put, because I don't know. This is an experiment because I don't know how it's going to look with all this going on here. I'm pretty sure that this is coffee stain. I'm pretty sure the coffee is not going to come up, so I'm not worried about that. So let's try. I'm going to try kind of like this pinkish color here and see what happens. Oh, y'all know what? I'm gonna wet this like I did before, because I think, and then because I don't mind if everything kind of runs on this paper. I'm just kind of playing around with it. It actually, the way I do the paper, it has like some grooves in it too, so I can see the grooves. I can see where the paint is catching in the grooves. So that's kind of cool. I'm trying to get a lot. Probably if I use like a bigger brush, it probably would be better than this little brush. But this is what we're working with right now because I don't feel like getting another brush out. Even though it's right behind me, I don't feel like it. Hi, Laurel. And I'm just going to put this on here. Put this on here. And see what comes out. Because it looks different whenever it is wet too. As opposed to once it gets dry. I'm just going to use this one color. Yeah, I like mixed media stuff. I could sit here and play with my paints like forever, ever. I'm going to show y'all what I did earlier. I was playing with the paints earlier in my junk journal, if I remember. Okay. So, let's see how it's going to look once I attempt to dry it here. Let's try to put another color on here. Let's see if I put like this pink on here. Can't really see it. Can't really see the pink. I'm like, I got paint contamination going here. Because I didn't really clean the brush. I just stuck it in another paint. But that's okay. Who cares? Oh, I can see the pink a little bit. And let's see. I'm going to clean the brush a little bit. I'm going to put like some orange on here. See if I can see it. Oh yeah, I can see the orange. Let's see. I'm just going to dot, dot, dot. And then see how my paper is going to come out. Alright. So, of course I could have just did this on white paper, but you know, sometimes we need to be a little extra, don't we? All right, where's my heat gun? Ugh, you can't hide from me, heat gun. You can't hide. And let me just use this so it won't fly away. This is going to take a moment to dry because I made it really sopping wet. Which I don't think that was necessary, but I kind of like the effect of the sopping wet paint. So Sheila says she started at school doing this, using toothpicks to take out what glue is left and put it in a small container. Blew her mind at the amount of glue we have been throwing away. I know, right? I get it. Oh, you usually on your way to work? Aw, sorry. Just the reruns. Well, I'm glad you're here now. Sometimes I'm over on the Patreon channel a lot earlier than I am on here. So if you're a Patreon, you can catch me at different times. Because, of course, I can't be on there and here at the same time. So I'm trying to do more live streams over on the Patreon channel as well. Y'all like the way this came out. Look at some of the extra paint. I like this. You should try it, Donna. It doesn't hurt to try it. If you don't like it, you don't have to ever do it again. It's a good experiment. And it's fun too. And then you can use like your own creations in your journal, because I'm a proponent of actually writing in your journal and not just making journals, but actually using them. So this is for my use. Ooh, I like the way that came out. It lightened up quite a bit. Look at that. And it actually has some groovy patterns in here. Okay. So let me just wipe this off a little bit, because it's going to stick together anyway. But all right, so we got this pattern here. But now remember, I'm using this very, what you call it, chalky, cheapo depot paint. So I'm going to have to rub. See, look at that. Anybody else have like some good watercolor paints? If you do, what's the brand of them? And do you ever have that chalkiness? I would love to know. Actually, this created a really nice effect by rubbing this off. I don't think I rubbed the paint off, but it actually exposed like some spots. I like that spottiness. And you definitely, if you have like the cheapo depot ones like I do, and you have that chalkiness, you want to wipe off that extra chalk, so when you actually use your pens, it's not going to clog up your pens. If I just left it, it would have had like just a lot of dustiness. You can see it on the paper too, where it's coming off. And this one, I think I'm going to leave this size. See, look at that. Now let me get y'all closer so you can see the pattern on this paper. And let's fix the focus here so you can see. Y'all look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It almost had like a marbling technique to it. That's pretty. I like that a lot. See, that's what it looks like on the back now. So it did kind of retain some of the coffee dyedness, but it actually just added with the different colors that mixed in there. So that is pretty. Yeah, it does kind of look eco-printish, doesn't it? Yeah, I almost would like to do like a whole piece, but I'm promising myself to use my scraps and not pull out like a fresh piece of paper. So Laura, you said you bought cheap ones, but you never seem to get. Yeah, these I bought like some of the kids paints, the color paints, and those I could barely get the colors off of them. So the ones you have, must be even cheaper than these. And these I only paid like $5 at Michael's for. And I got all these colors. And it's not too bad, but I know I would get some nice deep colors if I had some better ones. It does look distressed, doesn't it? When I rubbed it, that's what gave it that distressed look on this paper. Because the other ones, it didn't do that. Because even though I rubbed these, it didn't give it a distressed look like this paper did. So it could be the paper thing. Alright, so I'm just going to, now this one, since it has like reddish tones, let's put some red around the edges, and then this would actually be ready to use too. And again, I could put like a sticker or something on it, and it would be ready to use, or I could just use it as is. So y'all, I didn't put any red on this paper, but that red kind of came out. It has pink and orange on here. I put pinks and oranges. What did I put? Yeah, I put like a fuchsia kind of color and some orange, and this is the tones that came out. Yep, perfect for junk journal. Perfect. All right. So I like that. All right, so let's do something else. Oh, look, my paper is sticking. Okay, because it's wet. All right, I have, well, let's try, we're going to try some of the journal paper here. Oh, you have some that comes in tubes, Laurel? Ooh, actually, I have some I bought, but these are not, still cheapo depot. I bought like a whole, I think this was like a 12 pack of watercolors, and these are, I bought these at Five Below just to kind of test them out. But since they're in tubes, I don't use them that much. Maybe once these are done, I could like put these inside of here, or I just need to get a container to put these into. So I haven't really used these that much. So let's see. Let's see what I have here. And these are like some different colors, and I think these colors are deeper as well. So like I said, they're not expensive though. Let's try it on this paper. Let's move this one out the way. And I think some of these even haven't even been opened. I'm gonna try some of these, because you know a little is gonna go a long way. So I'm just gonna put just a little bit on this paper here. Let's pull up just a little bit. Make sure we're still in focus. I'll put just a teeny bit on here. That's probably too much, because you know once you put the water on there, it's gonna go crazy. It looks like that. I got these at Five Below. Like that whole pack was $5. It wasn't expensive, so these probably are not the ones. What's the name of these? Essentials. Something Essentials. A little red there. Y'all, just turned into a mixed media project, but and I probably won't get 20 pieces of ephemera today, but that's okay. I'll probably put these too close, but that's okay too. All right, where's my little brush pen at? I'm going to kind of give it a little bit of a cleanse. You can see already it's pretty clear. So I can use that. And it still has lots of water, and I've been squishing it. Probably like half the water is gone. I'll just use my water bottle and refill it. Let's do that now, shall we? Shall we refill it? Because I keep my water bottle next to me, and I just put the hole in there, and that's perfect. But if you go someplace and you take these brush pens with you, you can just take them to the bathroom, fill them with water, and they don't leak out. So even when you squish it, it takes a lot of squishing for the water to come out the end. So that's the nice thing about these. And no, this is not a sponsored video. All right, so I'm going to do the red first. So let's squish. Wait, I'm going to do like I did before. I got threads all over the place. I'm going to wet my paper, even though it's not watercolor paper. So for you watercolor purists, I know watercolors work best on watercolor paper, but we are just using what we have. So this color is deep, and I like that red too. Y'all, I forgot I had this until I was talking with y'all. See? Y'all help me out. And of course, I'm just doing some random patterns here. We're being very random. But as you can see, the end product comes out. Now, I do know probably if I was using like some cheap composition paper, when I wet this, like the lines would probably disappear, because y'all know how that composition paper is. Cheapo deepo stuff. Alright, so now I'm going to just kind of clean that watercolor out my brush a little bit, and let's try the green. Gotta watch out, because I think green and red make brown. Yeah, I could use some more of this. So I really just put down just a dab. So let's put a little bit more so we can have a deeper green. This is good for Christmas. Christmas, just a Christmas without the one you love. I don't know how this is going to come out. Looks like a kid's art project, doesn't it? Which usually it does when I get done. Or when I get started. But when I get done, it looks like a grown-up's junk journaling project. Let's just put it that way. Alright, let's try the yellow. Let me clean my brush. Wait, let me close this. As soon as I figure... Oh, there's the top. Let's try that mustard color. I'm cleaning my brush. Just squishing it and rubbing it. And voila, we're ready for our next color. And it's a nice gold color. It looks mustardy in the bottle. This is the color right here. It's much brighter on the paper though. But it could be because the paper is actually green as well. Let's just gonna take it right off the tube. That works too. But I would like to try putting these like on a palette. Y'all know what? I got a palette. I just don't have a color for it. I got some. I had some palettes. I don't know where they are. I have to find them. I got some palettes from the dollar store. I could probably use those. All right. Let's cover this whole thing here. See, my paper probably dried out some. And I think I want to do a little bit more red. So let me wash my brush out a little bit. So we won't have too much color contamination. Red. Make that red deep. Ooh la la. See, if it's that deep, it's supposed to be, watercolors are like kind of clear. It's not like acrylic paint, so I probably use too much. But that's okay. Because what'll could happen is if it gets wet, it may reactivate the colors. But it's all an experiment. All right. So I'm just gonna... My colors are bleeding, but that's okay. I like that bleedingness. Like that bleediness. Oh, that would be a good idea. Egg crate. Get this red off my brush because I got a lot of red on here. But it's almost all cleaned off already. Just keep rubbing it. Of course, you can take it and run it under the sink and whatnot, but if you're out and about and you're using these brush pens, you might not have the opportunity. But as you can see, they clean themselves up very well, and the tip still stays nice. And then I just put the top on and I put it away. All right, so let's dry. See how this is gonna look for you watercolor purists. Y'all have to. I welcome all your constructive criticism, because I would say that I am fairly new to the watercolor community. And I don't really do any paintings or anything. I usually just do things like this, like backgrounds with mine. So let's see how fast this is going to dry. We have a lot of pooling on here. I guess you could do this with acrylics as well. I think acrylics would work. You can water the acrylics down a little bit so they won't be so thick. So this is going to take a moment to dry. So I want to thank everybody who's on here with me. You all are awesome. Y'all, the heat gun is like one of my favorite tools to use, in case y'all didn't know that. I love the heat gun, because then I don't have to wait. Because usually I would have to put this down and then I could go about my business for a little while and come back and see if my paper is dry. But with the heat gun, I can get things done quite quicker. But I have the paper really wet today, so. I'm just going to let it run wherever it runs. I don't care. I could actually blotch things up as well, like take a paper towel and blotch some of the extra paint up, but you know. Y'all know I'm a little extra doing this. I'm going to see how much chalkiness I feel off of this one, as opposed to my other super, because those are essentially super duper cheapo depots as well. You did yours, Tammy? Oh, you did your thumbs up? Right on. That's right. You all give me a thumbs up. You know you want to. Yep, so all my lines stayed on here, so that's kind of cool. So I'm going to have a lot of fancy, smancy colors to go on my pages, because I like that. I like color in my book, or the absence of color. Black. I love black pages. Alright, I think that's dry enough. Y'all, one time I wanted like my stuff to dry really fast, so I put my heat gun like all the way down to the surface, and then my heat gun stopped working. I thought I broke it, but what happened was it overheated. And so once I let it cool off, it started working again. So if that ever happens to you, it's probably not broke. It's probably just overheated. All right, so on this one, let me see. Let's see what rubs off of my hands. See, this is not rubbing off like the other ones did. So although these are cheapo depot, just a teensy bit of red is coming off, but not very much. So let me see what happens when I rub it with the paper towel. Well, it's coming off with the paper towel. I'm giving it a good rub, but I did put a lot of red on here. In my paper's defense, well, my paint's defense, I put a lot of red on here. Oops. That's what happens too. I always end up like bending and crimpling things up when I do this. Aw, thanks, Tammy. Because I missed y'all too. Believe me, I didn't want to be gone for too long. But it's like when you get out of practice of not being on, it's like, oh, I should just not come on today. I have to make sure I stay in the practice of coming on. All right. So So that's what it looks like on that side, and that's what it looks like on this side. So if I tried to do the other side, I have to be careful because this paint will reactivate since it's watercolors. That's the only thing about watercolors. Okay, so now this is ready to be turned into a journaling spot. So with this one, I'm just going to go down the middle here and rip it. So I have 2 sheets, and because I just feel like it, no particular reason, I'm going to go around the edges as well. Oh yeah, Penny did a fantastic job watching over the group while I was out. I was like, look at y'all. Y'all was getting it. I felt like a mother who had abandoned her children. But Penny came in and saved the day. I think Penny's having more fun with the group than me. Which I really appreciate. Y'all like the way the red around the edges came out. Can y'all see that? See, this one doesn't have it and this one does. Like some red. So if you like color, I know this is somebody's flag's color too. I don't know who, but it's somebody's flag. Green and red and a yellow. Okay, Donna. Tell your husband thank you for letting you hang out with us. We appreciate it. Get your paints out. Y'all paint and show your stuff in the group. Do a little painting. Okay. So now, those are ready to go into the journal as well. So let's see where we're at. Yeah, we're over an hour. Okay, so I just wanted to pull out the journal. This is all sticking. We're all sticking now. Let me see, put some water on here. Rub some of this stickiness off. Probably need to put like some alcohol or some hand sanitizer. I have hand sanitizer that works well with the paints and stuff. And what did I do? Oh, my journal. Well, let's see. This is what we made. We made these 2 because we did them at the same time. And of course, we can put something on those. And then we have this one. And then we have these 3. So lots of colors and stuff. So we only did like 6, but that's okay. And then let's see how they would kind of look in our book. And I'll show you all the page that I did today. Where's the page I did? Oh, this is the page that I did today. So if you want to see what this looks like, you just head on over to the Patreon page. Like I said, all levels can view this journal with me. So what I did was I did a few flip outs, and these are some actual photos. And I did some sewing around the photos. I used some black ink. I gave them a background. I was able to use some of my washi tapes. I took a piece of twine on here, and you can see how that's attached too. So it will hold these down. If you flip these up, then I have like some journaling behind it. This was a white piece of paper, and I painted it black. And then I was able to write on it with my white Uniball pen, and I put... This was the washi tape that we made. I put the washi tape on here. Well, I had to glue it on because I actually printed it on white paper. And I did like a little drawing there. So if you want to see what that looks like, it's over at the Patreon page. That's patreon.com, Liz for a day. So let's tie this back up and tie it at the top. And let's look at our other pages here. Let's see what this could look like. Even though I'm not putting it down right now. These could go into pockets. So like I have a pocket here. That would be a good place for this because it has that blue, so it kind of matches that. Even the green on this page in the pockets, that would look nice. I like it. Let's see. I could even just glue these down to the page, even on this vellum. Because I found that the vellum takes the glue very well. Also, I can put this down. I could still rip this and make it into some smaller pieces. All of them, I could do that as well. And let's see. This actually was watercolors as well. This is watercolor. And it was a full sheet that I've done. And I made it into a belly band. I sewed around it and made it to a belly band. I did that on cardstock. So, ooh. That just brought that page to life, didn't it? I could just glue this right down to this page. And then this would be the spot where I'll write at. I like that. That might be where this may be your home. May end up being your home. So you can see, even though I colored these ahead of time, there's like plenty of places where these will actually look fantastic in this book. And give some of these empty pages a new life. I can put that over there. Anything that I put this on is going to give it a new life. Because it has some bright colors. And I can make these into pockets too. Because I said these are regular paper, but they're actually 32-pound paper, which is a bit stronger. Or I could sew these onto some fabric. Or I could just sew around them. Because y'all know I like sewing. I love sewing. And see, we have like a blank piece of paper page. We can just glue that on. And so, like if I was in a pinch, I could just pull these out and then just use them in my book. And I wouldn't have to worry about doing any painting or anything. I can just put them in, do my little journaling on them, or do my journaling ahead of time like I did with the other ones, and then put them in. And I have this too, so I could make that into a belly band because I painted that. I love this. This looks so pretty. Or write on it. It just, since it's so long, it lends itself to a belly band. That's why I keep putting it that way. But I could use it as a pocket, or I don't know, just a plain old background. It's just pretty. Absolutely fantabulous. Or just cut a piece of it and just use that as part of the background. I like that. It matches that page quite nicely. What if we put something inside of here? Where's the blue one? The blue one would look good because it looks good across from there. Because this was a watercolored page too. You all were on when I did the watercoloring for this one. Or it's just endless, y'all. It's just endless. This is what I do sometimes. I'll just go through my book and see where I can put stuff at. That's Slim and his mom there. We made this pocket. I don't know if we were on when we made this. See, this big old white page can turn into something a little bit more colorful here. Let's see, I could put that here on this page. I can make that into a pocket also. But anyway, I think y'all get the point, because I could just go through and do this forever. So this was one that I made earlier. It has some watercolors. This was on my desk, so I just took it and glued it on, and I put a little background and I made a pocket into it. So this is actually a pocket that I glued on when we first started. Here's the other one that I glued on. It kind of matches that, which was unintentional. I just happened to use like some yellow, and then I did a spot of journaling on it. That could go on there. I could put that in the pocket there. Voila. Looks lovely. And this is a page, or this one was black cardstock. I didn't actually paint that. But that's about it, you all. So I may do some more of these before I go to bed tonight, because I'm just in the painting mood. So I want to thank everybody that came on with me tonight. If you want to continue the creative conversation, you can come over to our Junk Journal Buddies Facebook group, and the link is in the description below as well, so you can just hit that and come on over. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you loved it, which I know y'all did. So go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you haven't done that already. And I think I'm going to be on tomorrow. Florida is looking pretty good that Dorian is not going to be in this particular area. I mean, we're gonna probably get the rains and stuff, but I think we're okay right now. But I'll try to just keep you all updated, and I will do a Facebook update, group update, probably tomorrow. So, with that, I am going to say love, peace, and hair grease from your sweet lotus blossom and lovable Lizzie. Have a fantabulous day and enjoy life.